You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and welcome to another episode of Takeshi Tuesdays. Today I'll be reviewing the film Zatoichi, which is a 2003 film that Takeshi directed and starred in, as usual. And Zatoichi was released on September 6, 2003 in Japan, and September 2nd in Venice, and it runs for 116 minutes. The movie itself is Takeshi's version of Zatoichi the Blind Swordsman, which is a very popular franchise in Japan based off the old blind swordsman legend. It's sort of his take on that. Now, Zatoichi was unfortunately the first movie that ended Takeshi's long-standing partnership with Joe Hisaishi, so Joe Hisaishi does not do the music for this movie. Takeshi himself actually said that he wanted the movie to have a percussion-based score, which Hisaishi is not really flexible on what he does, and he doesn't do percussion, really. And he also said that Hisaishi has become way too expensive for him at this point. The movie itself is about a blind swordsman by the name of Zatoichi, who is also a masseur, meaning he gives people massages. And the main plot of the movie focuses on this family who's caught up in like this Yakuza turf war sort of thing, where they keep trying to get money from them and also try to take away their house. He also helps out these two geisha who had their family murdered when they were younger, and it has a lot of action in it. Zatoichi is very different from Takeshi's other movies. In fact, I would say this one probably would have the most mainstream appeal. Like, if you're not used to Takeshi's style, this is a very good one to start with, because Zatoichi is just loaded with action. It's nowhere near as slow as his other movies, and it's just action after action after action. It's packed. Like, it's not like the most action-packed movie ever, because it still has a lot of non-action scenes, and it still has plenty of build-up to it as well. The movie itself has more action than most of his films, and there's a reason for that. During production, he was actually approached by others to create a film that was different from his own techniques, and so he decided to use a lot more traditional movie-making techniques than his usual, very stylized auteur style. And for a while, I did say this one was my favorite Takeshi movie as well, but that was before I'd seen Fireworks as well, so this one is definitely in my top 5 Takeshi movies. I will do a video sometime in the future actually ranking each of his movies on least to greatest. I don't want to say worst, because none of his movies are bad. But this one is definitely in the top 5. It's a great movie. It's kind of a different movie than his other movies, and if you like samurai, you like the concept of feudal Japan and samurai movies, this is definitely a movie worth checking out. And if you buy the DVD of it, it comes in a double pack with Sonatine. That's the way I'd recommend getting it, because that's how I got Sonatine, and that's the only way to get Sonatine on DVD, at least in the US. So I highly recommend Zatoichi if you want to see a good samurai movie that Takeshi made and starred in. This is one of those times he also dyed his hair blonde. He's done that for a couple of movies, but this, I think, was the first one he did it. Yeah, I've never actually seen any of the original like Zatoichi TV series, but you don't need to see it to understand the context of this movie. So I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're a fan of the Zatoichi series, and let me know how it holds up to the rest of it, because I've never seen any of the rest of Zatoichi. But anyway, this has been Fugitive Red-Eye with another Takeshi Tuesdays, and I'll see you next time.
Subscribe to Fugitive Red-Eye.